The Sunday school lesson for September 3rd, 2023 is Be Strong and Courageous. Joshua chapter 1, verses 1 through 6, and chapter 11, verses 16 through 19, and verses 21 through 23. To the viewers and subscribers, welcome to my channel, The Backstory. I am Audrey. If you are new here, please know that on this channel, you will become aware of the events that take place before each Sunday school lesson. The agenda is a standardized one. I will share the backstory, read the lesson text, and offer a brief lesson summary. The backstory. Let's begin. As the book of Joshua begins, the Israelites are camped across the Jordan River from Jericho on the plains of Moab, where they probably had arrived during the previous summer. Numbers chapter 22, verse 1. Much happened during the 9-month encampment. Perhaps the most significant thing was the death of Moses, Deuteronomy chapter 34. Moses had been the recognized leader for over 40 years. In every social unit, a basic question is, who is in charge? God did not leave the Israelites in doubt. He was the one who determined that Joshua would be Moses' successor. Numbers chapter 27, verses 18 through 23. Joshua had been Moses' assistant for 40 years. Joshua also seems to have been the leader in the battles the nation conducted during the wilderness wanderings, Exodus 17. Moses recognized early on that Joshua had leadership qualities. To make sure that Joshua knew the source of his capabilities, Moses changed his name from Hoshea, which means salvation, to Joshua, which means the Lord is salvation. Be strong and courageous. Joshua chapter 1, verses 1 through 6, chapter 11, verses 16 through 19, and verses 21 through 23. Time, 1405 BC. Places, Shittim and Canaan. Golden text. Joshua took the whole land according to all that the Lord said unto Moses. Joshua chapter 11, verse 23. Verses 1 through 2. Now, after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel. Verse 3. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses. Verse 4. From the wilderness and this Lebanon even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea toward the going down of the sun, shall be your coast. Verse 5. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Verse 6. Be strong and of a good courage, for unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land, which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Verse 16. So Joshua took all that land, the hills, and all the south country, and all the land of Goshen, and the valley, and the plain, and the mountain of Israel, and the valley of the same. Verse 17. even from the Mount Halak that goeth up to Seir, even unto Baal-gad, in the valley of Lebanon, under Mount Hermon. And all their kings he took, and smote them, and slew them. Verse 18, Joshua made war a long time with all those kings. Verse 19, there was not a city that made peace with the children of Israel, save the Hivites, the inhabitants of Gibeon. All other they took in battle. Verse 21, and at that time came Joshua, and cut off the Anakims from the mountains, from Hebron, from Debir, from Anab, and from all the mountains of Judah, and from all the mountains of Israel. Joshua destroyed them utterly with their cities. Verse 22, and there was none of the Anakims left in the land of the children of Israel, only in Gaza, in Gath, and in Ashdod there remained. Verse 23, so Joshua took the whole land, according to all that the Lord said unto Moses, and Joshua gave it for an inheritance unto Israel, according to their divisions by their tribes, and the land rest from war. A brief summary. Few people in the Old Testament are described as being a servant of the Lord, and it is a special title for Moses. It is used 14 times in the book of Joshua for Moses. Joshua himself receives this designation in Joshua chapter 24, verse 29. The impact of the phrase cross the Jordan River should not be overlooked. At this time of the year, the end of the rainy season, it was in flood stage. To cross the Jordan successfully when it was in flood stage would validate the leadership of Joshua in the minds of the people. Comparisons are often made between the crossing of the Red Sea under Moses and the crossing the Jordan in Joshua's day. Israel would not conquer all the land in the days of Joshua. The fulfillment will not come until the times of David and Solomon, when the entire area yields to Israelite control. Before Moses died, he twice commanded Joshua to be courageous in the task. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 7 and verse 23. The Lord himself told Joshua 3 times to be courageous in battle. Joshua chapter 1, verse 6, verse 7, and verse 9. The conquered territories are described first in topographical terms, and then precise geographical locations are given. Mount Halak is in the far south or southeast towards Seir or Edom. Baal Gad is located in the far north below Mount Hermon. A third method of describing the success of the Israelites was to refer to the kings that were defeated. Joshua 12 lists the places where such kings reigned. The long time noted here was 7 years. In all that time, none of the Canaanites tried to make peace with Joshua except Gibeon. The Lord himself calls them to wage war against Israel. Archaeological findings show that the Canaanites were grossly immoral. God's justice demanded that judgment be realized on them. The Anakites deserve special attention, for it was they who gave the grasshopper complex to the Israelites when the 12 spies investigated the land. The faith of Joshua and Caleb at that time is now fully justified, for Israel destroyed them. The only exceptions were the few who escaped to the Philistine towns noted here. Joshua's military operation was successful. He took the entire land of Canaan with the Lord's help. God's promises made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Moses came to fruition. This new nation under God has its own land, the land of Israel. Thank you so much for watching. Join me soon for the next backstory. Stay safe and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.